Welcome, everybody, to Catfish Weekly. Along with J.R. Cochran, I'm Lyle Stokes. And tonight, J.R., we have a couple of dandy folks in here. We are going to talk about catching some catfish with Ethan and Junior Proctor. Welcome, guys.
Welcome.
Thanks for having us.
Ethan, you caught a giant fish over the weekend.
Yes, sir.
How big was that fish?
82 pounds.
82 pounds. That was a monster. And how old are you?
He's actually 11. I told you wrong. His birthday ain't till August, so he's actually 11. I just now remembered that.
Man, what a great fish. I enjoyed that video. I enjoyed the one that the last 2 or 3 weekends you guys have been putting some great fish in the boat. But an 82-pound fish for an 11-year-old guy is a stud. And Junior, you didn't help him at all this time.
No,
you made him do it all himself.
Yeah,
JR, that's a heck of a feat, isn't it?
I'm telling you, an 11-year-old, he was acting like a 40-year-old veteran out there.
He did.
Hearing Ethan and his dad out there, the camaraderie between the two, and the boy's so mature.
Absolutely.
I remember Junior asked him a couple videos ago, they were reeling in, I think it was like a 50-pounder, and Junior asked him, he said, is it a good one? And Ethan said, I don't know. And his Junior said, well, does it feel like a good one? And Ethan's like, well, yeah, it feels like a good one.
Oh, Ethan, you fish with your granddad a lot.
Yes, sir.
You guys live really close together, don't you?
Yes, sir.
So you go over there all the time, and I see you guys making these videos where you're helping him making sinkers and fishing reels. You're lining up reels, and you're getting ready to go. Keep your interest in the great sport of catfishing.
Yep, you like that, don't you?
Yes, I do.
That's awesome. That's awesome. You know, we've had some kids on the show before, and one of the things that you have to remember is you are the future of the sport of catfishing. So we're extremely happy that you are interested at your age of doing the things that you're doing, and we're very proud that you are doing that. I know that Junior's glad that you go with him, and he's like me. He's not a kid anymore, so it's really awesome that you're able to go out with him and keep him company, and you're learning what he does to learn the sport, and someday you'll be able to take your grandkids and children out and teach them the things that he's teaching you now.
Yep.
So that's really great.
I want to tell you something. Every hook that's on the boat, he has sharpened. Every hook on the boat.
That's awesome.
All them big fish come off of hooks that he has sharpened.
That's cool. That's way cool.
Thanks.
What do you?
It's a pleasure watching y'all struggle with those big fish.
Well, we do struggle.
Y'all are just grunting, and you can just tell it's that good grunting.
I ain't much on editing, but I want to let everybody see exactly how it goes on in real life for us. You know.
I never knew there were that big of blues in Lake Murray. I always knew there was some good flatheads in there, but never big blues like that.
There's starting to be more and more. But it in the last few years, I've noticed a big incline in the size of them, and there's been a few, where people's heard around that's been caught in the 90s and stuff. But I mean, I hadn't, actually seen no evidence yet, but I'm sure that there is. You know what I'm saying?
Now, I've done a lot of striper fishing on Murray. In the summertime, down toward the dam, the humps, up around Traer Island in the fall, up the rivers. I've been fishing Murray for years for stripers. Now, if I were to go target catfish, could I just go to those places that I would typically target the stripers and just drag for catfish?
Where the bait's at. I mean, just like right now, the rivers seem to be good as far as the bigger fish. You know, here about a month or so ago, or a couple of months ago, you know how the herring and everything and the shad and the bait will move up the rivers. Of course, the stripers will follow. You know, and that's always a good time. My best time on cats is when all the bait's moving up the rivers. That's including the Little River and the Saluda River.
So do you try to mark fish as well, or you just go where the bait's at?
Last little while, I know that the fish is there just from past experience. They may not be marking as much bait because it seems like all the rain and stuff that we've had, I hadn't been able to mark as much bait because it's being so muddy. You could track a deer across the water, and it's just being tough. But I hadn't been marking that many fish, but we've still been putting some good ones in the boat.
Right. Do you prefer muddy water over stained or clear?
No, I prefer clear water myself. I don't. But here in the last little while, I may be changing over from the fish that we've been catching in this muddy water. You know, so I'm not going to knock muddy water out from now on. I'm gonna go right on fishing it. You know, just like, I mean, you live and learn. You learn something new every day.
Now, I got a quick question for Ethan. The left-handed reels, Ethan, are you left-handed as well?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Well, then that works out great then.
He shoots left-handed too.
I throw right-handed.
And he throws right-handed, just like his papa.
Awesome. So he's ambidextrous, just like you.
Mm-hmm.
That's all right.
And it might have been because I might have taught him that way too.
That's probably got a lot to do with it, I'm sure. I've noticed you talk about fishing guts and pockets in one of your videos. Could you elaborate a little expound a little bit on what you mean by guts and pockets?
Well, the pockets is like the indentions in the coves. You know, like the indentions in the bump outs and the small points and stuff like that. Pull them right across, right in front of them, 20 feet off the bank. But there's a guts. The gut is off of the riverside, and there's a shallow point that's between this gut. It's about a half a mile long that comes up on a real shallow where some stumps and it drops back off in the Saluda River and in the river part. So I'm on the gut part, which is a whole lot shallower than what the river part is. And I just had a feeling because I had a feeling since water temperature's coming up, there'd be more bait up in that shallower water because water was shallower. And so I just started pulling it, but the bite's been slow up through there. But the bite that you get, you better hang on to that rod because it's going to be a good one. You know, so it's been paying off pretty good for us.
Now, I was listening to a guide on Santee, Paul Blackwell.
Yes.
And he said that he fishes shallow water year round. Do you fish shallow water year round? I noticed you've been doing a lot of shallow water fishing lately.
Just lately, normally I average, if I'm on Murray, I average 25 to 35, 40 foot, somewhere in there. But when the traffic starts picking up on Murray, and Murray is one of the worst lakes as far as boat traffic and pleasure boaters. So just as soon as it picks up, because you can't fish during the day, you know, I'll go and fish it at nighttime, but I automatically go to Monticello. Now, when I go to Monticello, now I'm fishing 70, 80, 90 foot deep there, you know, off the edge of them humps and stuff like that, which wherever I'm marking good fish, I'll suspend fish on them. Lake
Murray's a pretty good sized lake.
Yes.
It's about 40,000 acres, something like that.
It is huge. Lake Murray is one of the biggest lakes that we got besides the Santee lakes, you know. But now Monticello is a small lake. It's not very big. And, it don't cater to all them skiers and tubers and stuff.
Yeah. Ethan, what's your favorite reel on the boat?
My favorite reel on the boat.
Yeah. Now, are they all the same?
Rod. It's a rod that we caught the 82-pounder on that we call the Ethan rig.
The Ethan rig. I heard y'all talking about that. Tell us a little bit about the Ethan rig.
Want to show it to him? Alrighty.
Now this is the rod that he caught his 82 pounder on, and the 72 pounder. He likes this pink one. I named that pink one the Ethan rig.
Okay.
With the camera.
Here's the
Yeah, that's a pinky. Oh, Dieter Melhorn would like that one.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's what you like them pinky, don't you?
It's got a slinky weight on it too.
And this is
What kind of slinky weight?
Now that's a slinky weight that I'll make right there.
Hold it up with a, yeah, there you go.
There you go. And what that is, just shoestring. That's
Shoestring, okay.
with just a quarter-ounce weight in it. That's all that is right there. And I rigged mine up like this right here. No, I used to use sinker slides a whole lot.
Yeah.
But when you're doing casting on, especially when you're using some heavier weights and stuff, your weight outruns your bait and it gets in a mess out there sometimes.
Yes, it does.
So I kind of went back to the old style of the Santee style type rig, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd rather have my weight fixed as well.
Yeah, well,
I don't want it moving.
No, especially when we go to, I can go to suspend fishing right quick like, you know, without having to, cut everything else on it. And tell them what kind of rod you got here, son.
We have. Is this one?
Yes, big cat fever.
Big cat fever.
Medium.
Medium.
Yes, sir.
And
That's my favorite.
Our favorite reel.
Yep.
Tell them what it is.
It is a.
You already know what
Looks
it
like
is.
a Cast King.
It sure is.
Cast
King.
Cast King Rover.
Yep, Cast King Rovers. And well, I've had pretty good luck. I've heard people, that said they didn't like them, but I've got 8 of them. I ain't had no problem with all of them.
Oh yeah, there's real snobs out there.
Yeah, I mean,
They want to critique everything.
That one rod put a 72 and 82 in the boat, so we ain't complaining with that reel. It didn't give us no trouble. It didn't fail. And but he done pretty good with it. I was proud of him.
I'll bet.
After he poured that fish in and we got off the camera, he was a little teary-eyed from grinning from ear to ear and a little teary-eyed. He was so happy.
True.
Do you think
Catching
he's
monsters.
start lifting some weights?
Sir?
Did you think he was going to have to start lifting some weights?
Well.
You're going to have to now, ain't you? Keep catching them like that and it'll be all the weights that you want to lift.
That's right.
Getting farther off the screen. There you go. But he enjoys it. I mean, and like I say, I enjoy it, and he's my best fishing partner right there.
Well, I got to tell you, there's a lot worse things that boy can be doing besides catching fish.
Oh yeah, that's why I'm trying to keep him headed in the right direction.
You betcha.
When we get in the boat, his phone goes on the dash.
There you go.
And play all them games and stuff. We got to fish. Now he's getting where I'm starting to let him cut bait and stuff like that, and so he's coming along with that.
Now, when he figures out cutting that bait in certain ways to cut it that'll catch fish on days that your way you're cutting it's not catching, and he don't tell you, that's when you know he's got stuff figured out.
Oh yeah, That's exactly right. And he's quick on that rod. Before I can even get my hand on the camera, he's already to the rod. I mean, he's watching them rods.
That's awesome.
Well, are you about? I noticed you caught a coronavirus fish. You said there's the first coronavirus fish we've caught. That was a good fish. That was a real good fish.
Yeah, that's the one that tried to break the rod around the rod rack when he couldn't reel it in. That was that 72-pounder, I believe it was. Yeah, that was the Corona. That's when they started locking everything down, and we thought we'd better go fish while we can, And I just seen where our governor had closed all the public ramps on all the lakes and that and public access and docks and everything else today. So
really,
yes, closed all that. Luckily, we got a private ramp we put in and that, so we'll be
awesome.
Good.
That is awesome. How in the world do you pull 6 boards for catfish? Are you putting the, I'm sure you're staggering them. And
Yes.
how are you running 6 boards?
Well, the boards that I make, I go with everything. But the boards that I make, I don't know if you can see this or not, but this is flex sand, and I bend the ends of them, bend the ends of them where they pull out good.
Yes.
And what I do is I put my farthest boards out first, and I'll put them out 125, 130 foot behind the boat. That ain't counting what's behind the board. And then the next one, I'll come in about 80 feet or so. Then I'll come in, 30 or 40 feet from them on each side. You got to be careful on what you do. Because if you'll notice on both them big fish, I had several rods tangled up in them. You're going to get that. But I feel like I'm covering more water, with more bait in
right.
that.
Exactly.
I try to put as much bait out there as I can, pull 8 boards out the back.
Now, how do you determine how much line you let out behind the board, or is that pretty much standardized? Are you putting the same amount every time, or does it vary?
On my longest boards, I put out shorter lines to reduce drag, so they'll pull out good. And it all depends on the weight. I try to use the same smaller weight that I can on the farthest boards out, so they'll pull the same coming out. Then I can use, bigger weights or different weights on the inner boards. Like my outer boards, I might use my weights on the outer boards. Then I use bloodline standing sticks on the middle boards. Then I'll use the bloodline dragon weight like this one right here. Let's see. Like this one. See, this one's got weight right here in it, bled down to here, and it's foam up to here. So it helps pull across, and that pulls good on my inside boards, the ones closest to the boat.
Yep.
And, but all them weights pull real good. I mean, mine don't pull as good as what some. Mine gets hung up a little more than what these right here do, but I mean, it is what it is. But you see, mine bounces more, and they just kind of pull out, a little.
Right, they're kind of jerky.
Yeah. Yeah, they're kind of jerky, but they ain't as smooth as what the other ones are. I guess because they're short and everything, they just pull out quick and fast to the outside,
Now, you said that that one rod you showed us, that was a big cat fever medium action. Is that what all yours are, or do you have some medium heavies?
On all my boards, I got on my 2 farthest out on each side, my 2 rods on each side, the farthest and the middle one, I run the mediums on. And the closest boards, I run the medium heavies on. Then I run 2 medium heavies straight out the back, dragging the bottom. Now, a lot of times I use the float out the back on one of them out the back and let it go about 200. I'll put it out 150, 200 yards out the back of the boat, way back there, and just let it float. And I'll just barely let it be dragging the bottom with a dragging weight, If I drop it off the back of the boat, when it hits the bottom, I'll go ahead and put that float on there and do it. And it might be, at a pretty good angle.
I call that one my shotgun.
Yep.
That's my shotgun bait.
Yep. I've got some good fish on that one right there being out that far way back there. It takes a while to get them in from back there, too.
Are you anchoring most of the time? Are you drifting or trolling?
At nighttime, I drag, too. I drag everything. Very seldom. Around here, in which around the South Carolina lakes and everything else, I'm on 90% of the people's going to drag, and it's just hard for me to anchor. I took my anchors out of my boats for a while, but I did put them back in. I thought I might do a little bit, and just to, especially when we fish some of them Santee tournaments, sometimes if the wind's blowing, especially in my boat, I'm gonna have to find me a place where there ain't no wind, and I'll have to anchor up. Because I just fish out a 17.5 foot boat. It's easy for me and him to move around, load and unload. And he helps me load and unload it. He's been learning to put it on and off the trailer. So he's
good.
A long way.
Good deal, Ethan. Well, that boat looks bigger than that. Y'all must have a wide angle lens on that camera because it looks bigger on the videos.
No, and that's a wide boat, but it's not long. It's a aluminum craft, Prowler. Aluminum craft is what it is.
Yeah.
I think that everybody in the boat, as soon as they're old enough to learn how to operate a boat, should learn how to operate a boat, because any trip out, the guy that operates it, something could happen, and everybody should be able to get them back in.
That's exactly right.
I believe that with all my heart. Everybody should learn how to operate the boat in case something happens. Anybody in that boat should be able to get the other person back into the boat ramp.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Oh, he's after flies again.
The other one bites the dust, man. Like I
He's
said,
getting old.
it was so nice that I had the shop doors open all day, and you pay the price when you do that. You just do.
And just for
river herring versus gizzard shad.
gizzard
What's going to be your choice? Gizzard shad? Yeah.
gizzard shad. I've used river herring on Murray and a couple of, now Santee, it'll probably, river herring probably does real good down there. Because it can come up through, I think, the locks or something down there. So gizzard shad, river herring does good down there, but gizzard shad, right now this time of year, is what we use most of the time. You know,
you probably don't have a hard time finding bait around Lake Murray. I'm sure a lot of people sell it, or do you tend to catch your bait?
The bait man, he's gonna have bait.
Yes, sir.
Kevin Morris, Midland Outdoors striper guide. He's
Now, is that the guy that actually brings his boat down there and sells it from his boat?
No. This
Okay.
guy's in Prosperity, but he goes
Okay.
to catch bait, and he's usually about it. He's loaded up a river herring right now, you know. And
I've never been able to catch bait on Murray. Only way I can catch it on Murray is in the summertime at the towers with the lights.
Yeah, and but he's been going off catching bait right now, but he hauls bait all over the state and everywhere else to different marinas and stuff, and you know, stocks.
Oh, yeah.
So he got a good thing going on, you know.
Yes, sir.
But and our second choice of bait is what?
Is white perch.
There you go, because you like catching them.
White perch. Yeah, that's one of my favorites too, Ethan. You can't beat a white perch.
No, it's hard to beat that.
And they're good to eat.
Yes, they are. Yeah, you get them big old slabs, they're good. But when I'm getting them big old slabs, I'm looking at a big piece of bait, though.
Yeah, I do too. You know, people give me crap about it, but I can't help it. That's just the way it is.
The size of that bait, you know.
Junior,
Double hook rig in it would be great.
Yes, sir.
Junior, Palmetto Cats would like to know if Lake Murray is muddy right now.
We just had a good rain. It's a little muddy. It's dingy. We had some trash in there, what a buddy of mine was telling me, because he went and fished. He fished yesterday. He said there's still some trash in there. And there's a little bit of trash Saturday when we was in there, but it wasn't bad. It wasn't real bad. Now, it was bad. You could track a deer across it here a couple weeks ago.
There you go, Kevin. It's not quite 7:30, but Junior, you had told us before the show started that Jerry Daugherty is a sponsor of yours, wanted to give away a package of Bloodline standing sticks at the show tonight. So while we got a break here, them are the standing sticks, correct?
Yes, these are the standing sticks.
And that's a 5-pack. Is that what you told me?
Yes, 5-pack.
I have everybody loaded up in chat. If Ethan would pick me out a number between 1 and 5, what do you say we just give them away right now, JR?
That sounds like a plan.
Mm-hmm. Between 1 and 5. Mm-hmm. Just spit one out.
4.
1.
No, 4, Lyle.
2.
Okay. I thought he thought you said 1.
4. And the winner, well, how about we go one more time, because Jerry Daugherty's name come up, and I don't think he wants to win his own prize. How about we go with Chrissy Brown?
Congratulations.
All right. Yes, congratulations, Chrissy.
Heck
And
yeah, Chrissy
Jerry
watches
must be-
every week, I think.
Jerry
So-
must be in chat.
He is.
All right. So right there's the man you can get a hold of right there.
Chrissy, if you will just go on your Facebook page and contact Jerry Drawdy and thank him for the kind gesture of donating the prize tonight, and tell him that you was the winner. He will ship them to you. And Jerry, thank you so much for donating those prizes. And Chrissy, thanks for watching the show. I know you watch this nearly every week. In fact, I can't think of a week that I haven't seen you in chat, and you always commenting on the Facebook page of ours, and we appreciate that so much. I'm glad that you watch our show every week. So, Jerry, thanks again for donating the prize, and Chrissy, thanks for being part of the show. And Jerry will hook you up with your prize. Thank you so much. All right. Okay. All right. We'll do that here in just a minute. Jerry wants to give away a pack of cat and shads also.
Oh yeah, and those are the big ones too. And I
Oh
like
yeah.
Is that the ones that Ethan was showing us a while ago?
Yeah, they're like 4.5, 5 inches long, and I like them.
All right. Yeah, oh yeah.
Now, if I remember correctly, I had some of them that we give away at once before that Jerry had sent us, and those have foam inside of them to give them more buoyancy.
Yeah, but these right here is different. These
Okay.
these I ain't got a loose one, but let me see if this down here looks any better. Because all of mine has been drugged through the water and everything else.
Really? I can't imagine that. Can you, JR?
Set up with the dragon weight on it. See, that's, I don't know if you can tell by my hand, but how big that
That
right
is
there,
a big one. Heck yeah.
you know. And the way I rig these right here, I do not have a knot on this. Y'all see that? That has not got a knot in it.
How do you keep it from sliding?
Run it through the eyes, run it through this eye. When you run it through this one, run it through it twice. Then pull it through. Then if you need to adjust it, well, I ain't got my glasses on. You just pull that loop. You just pull that loop, and Ethan, you're pulling.
Uh-huh.
Okay?
I got you.
Now, Ethan, when he's needing somebody to see all that stuff for him in the boat, are you having to do all that for him?
Sir?
When he don't have his glasses on the boat, are you having to tie knots and all that stuff?
He's learning to tie knots. I still got 5 in. He ain't mastered that yet because he gets a little confused on them right now, but he's going to master them.
Oh, yeah.
Practice makes perfect.
I know Jerry Drawdy sure didn't like your reels. This looks like he was having a hard time reeling those left-handed reels. He was flipping them upside down.
And reeling like Jeff Manning.
Yeah, just like Jeff Manning.
I got to tell you, a friend of mine, John Nordyke, bought a trip with Ryan Casey. It's been years ago, and he called me up and wanted to know if I'd go with him. I said, well, John, I'll go with you. I'll pay for half the trip. I said, I hadn't planned on going, but he said, no. He said, I done paid for the trip. He said, I just, if you want to go, I've already paid for it. So we went down there. Ryan's left-handed, and I caught 2 or 3 fish right off the bat, and John hadn't caught any. So I go back, and I'm talking to Ryan, and from that point on, every time that the left-handed reel got hit, I got it.
Yeah.
And being right-handed, that was a pain in the butt. I finally just let John catch all the fish because I didn't want no more of that left-handed reel being right-handed. I tried my darndest to do that, and it was really difficult.
Yeah, Jerry was struggling that day.
It was hard to do, but we had a great time that day. But I didn't want no more of that left-handed reel, and I bought one online one time from a guy that made me a super deal on a 6500 Ambassador, and I got it in, and it was left-handed, and it didn't take me long to get rid of that either. No, I didn't.
I have one left-handed 6500. It's a 6501 is what it's called.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. It's the best shape reel I have because I don't ever use it.
It's brand new, yeah. That was the one I bought was the first left-hand. It was the first line counter that I bought, but I didn't catch the fact that it was the old one when I bought it.
You know, maybe we can come up with like a special purpose for it. Like I know was talking about Paul Blackwell earlier. He said that he takes one rod and throws it out the front of the boat every time. And he said he always does it with a pin because the pin that he has the loudest clicker. So like that's just like oddball reel that he has a special purpose for. So maybe we could come up with a special purpose for our left-handed reels.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking about running 8 boards eventually on my boat. And I'm gonna think about putting 2 out the front, you know, one on each side, and at least letting it go out maybe 5 or 6 feet past the rod tip, you know, a little farther, see if I can cover more ground. But
Yeah.
right now, them 8 rods out the back keep me busy.
Oh yeah. See,
Yes.
we're only allowed to use 6, so that works out for us.
Yeah.
I don't want to be chasing too many of them down. I'm afraid I'll fall and break a hip.
Yeah. Well, the bigger he gets, the more I might put out. You know,
I hear you. Yeah. Well, he's just coming up. He's speed demon at that age.
you know. But like our tournaments, we just allowed to put 8 rods out.
Yeah. I'm still blown away that you guys out east, a lot of the places, and JR probably is it one of you, maybe too, that have unlimited numbers of rods to use.
Yeah,
I usually put 10 out.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. And for compared to what we got, it's just unbelievable. But you know, hey, that's if you're allowed to do it, you have a better chance to catch more fish.
When you got more rods out, more troubles you run into. Because I got on a 56-pounder here, I don't know, 4 months ago or whatever on Murray, and it went all the way around the boat. And I had one of my live wells in the boat was in the back, and I had to cross that thing 15 times to go all the way around that boat, and that wore me out that day. And I couldn't even hardly show that fish. I put it back down in the water in the net, let it go. I didn't even hold it up. I was wore out.
I can see one of them babies taking across, hitting all of them, tangling them all up, and me taking a knife and just cutting every one of them off.
Yeah.
Lyle, I can't do that. When I'm trolling, I'm pulling 4 rods. So I'm fishing half as many as Junior and Ethan. I'm only using 10 or more rods when I'm anchored.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I'd get tired of 3 times pretty quick.
Yes.
Well, I try to get as much bait as I can in the water, when I'm dragging, There's a lot of area there. I mean, that's, I don't know if y'all like me, when I'm sitting there dragging bait stuff, I'm looking, there's a 20-foot section there. If I could get a bait in that 20-foot section, they might be a fish that I'm missing that's getting between 2 baits. I just kind of think of stuff like that. When you're sitting there and just listening to the birds and everything else and it's nice and quiet, you think about things. I do. I think about things.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah,
because if that fish is going to key in on one little area, say a 10-yard area, then, when you put another bait 20 feet out beyond that one, then that's another 20-foot area that fish can key on. So definitely expanding your chances.
Dieter Melhorn locked his keys in his truck, so he's having to watch Catfish Weekly on his phone.
Oh
no.
Tough life.
He's been putting out some pretty good videos. He just put one out about that fella that had that heart attack of catfishing.
Yeah, that was a good show. Really was.
I like his documentary type videos like that too.
Really was.
Dieter is one of the handful of guys that I watch on YouTube. I don't watch them all. Him and a handful of other guys I watch.
Yeah.
It's hard.
You feel
to
like
watch
you're there.
All. It's hard to watch them all. I mean, it really is.
You can't watch them all. You can't.
And it's hard to answer all the comments and everything. I told Dieter today. I commented on one of his videos. I had to comment it on Facebook because his chat wasn't his comments wasn't on his YouTube channel, so I had to go back on Facebook, comment on it there, but maybe they'll get him straightened out one of these days and get his stuff back over there. Lean on this chair.
Well, there was on the other day. So sometimes
he had on there.
They'll be on and off. They come on every once in a while.
South Carolina closed the public boat ramps, and now his keys are locked in his truck. What a day. Well, for the guys that drink in Missouri, tomorrow is the last day that you can buy alcohol in Missouri. They're closing all the alcohol, shutting all the alcohol down until sometime later in the month. So
he said, "Thank God for AAA."
Yeah, no kidding.
We don't drink alcohol, do we?
I definitely don't, and I know you don't.
I drink a lot of coffee, though, don't I? Coffee and water.
That you do.
Me too.
I had to quit on sodas. I quit them a long time ago.
I have too.
I went from 250 to 220.
You done what?
Went from 250 pounds to 220.
By quitting that? Well, I'll tell you how you can gain 30 or 40 pounds right quick.
And I quit eating all them sugar stuff too. Doctor told me to do that.
If you're smoking, you'll gain about 40 right quick.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, right quick. It don't take long.
Well, that's how I got most of my weight because I quit smoking.
Let me.
Well, Junior, we've given some of his stuff away already on this show. Tell us a little more about Jerry Drawdy's Bloodline Tackle.
That stuff right there works good, boy. I use it, and I use it religiously. I'm not going to use something if it don't work. I mean, that's just the way it is. But these standing sticks, as long as you don't get over 0.4, 0.5 mile an hour, they are jam up. I mean, they make you stay slow. Because these are 2 ounce and they'll stand up in water. You drop them down in water and they'll stand up just like that right there. I don't know if he's got foam or what's in the tip of these right here. Now, if you get current, when we fished out par, we might have, 2 mile an hour current. They'll float up. But these are made to fish lakes. It's what these right here are for. And they work real well and they pull smooth. And I've got some that I've been pulling for 3 or 4 months, and haven't lost, It's
That's
like
awesome.
You will lose them. That's just like anything. But I have lost very few of them. And because he don't give me many, and they last me a long time, and I use them religiously. And I've been impressed with this weight right here that he's got. It's, the slinky weight. I forget exactly what he calls that. But it's got, you can feel the foam. You can feel the foam up in here, and you can feel the weight down here. So that right there does real good when it's when this camera stuff's got me confused.
I know. I have to do the same thing. Left is right and right is left.
Yeah, it floats up as you're pulling it like that right there, and it'll just go right over stuff. I mean, now if you get into a bush or something it's like anything else. You drag through bushes, then you'll get hung up. But
that's called an easy drag, isn't it?
Yeah, the easy drag. It sure is. That's the name of it.
Easy drag. Okay.
I aggravate Jerry all the time because I can never remember the name of his products. I mean, just like I think his Demon Dragon thing's called the Shad. See, I done forgot the name of that. Cat and Shad.
You know what? We're going to give some of them away right now.
All right.
I got them all loaded up into random.org. Ethan, give me a number between 1 and 5, and we'll pick out another winner.
Go lower.
Lower. It's too low enough?
That's perfect. 1, 2, and this time the winner is Skip Stewart.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Skip. If you will contact Jerry Drawdy on Facebook and tell him you was the winner of the Cat and Chads, he will ship them out to you. Thank you so much for watching Catfish Weekly. And, Jerry, we appreciate you donating those prizes to the show tonight. I know the winners will love them. We appreciate it so much. Thanks for watching Catfish Weekly.
Yeah, I think he's getting a rod coming out here pretty soon. I think he's looking into having some custom rods, some bloodline custom rods coming out. So we'll see how that goes. And so he's on the ball trying to get good products out there for everybody.
There you go.
You're gonna have to keep an eye on old Mr. Jerry Drawdy.
Heck yeah. Yes, sir, Skip. Thank you so much for watching the show. Jerry, we appreciate it very much. Very much.
Yeah, Jerry, he's come fished with me several times.
Doesn't he live over there pretty close to you?
Yeah, he lives up toward Greenwood way, and I live down here in Newberry, but I've been working up in Greenwood. I've been driving right within a couple hundred yards from his house for the last year, and I ain't even stopped in there and seen him. Just kept right on going. But we talk to each other on the phone pretty regular.
Cool. Very nice.
Now, Jerry, Lake Murray is a pretty deep lake. If my memory serves, I want to say it's like 130, 150 foot deep down at the towers down there. I was listening to Patriot James talk show last week when he had Junior Warscow on there.
Mm-hmm.
And Junior was talking about catching, he caught like a 40-pound blue in 80 plus feet of water on Lake Norman. And I've never really drug the bottom and that deep of water for catfish. Are you dragging anywhere near that deep on Lake Murray?
No, I won't drag that deep on Lake Murray. I'm not, probably Lake Murray, probably the deepest places that I will drag probably drops off into the 50 to 60 foot range.
Okay.
Other than that, where a lot of people don't fish where I fish, and I don't know why that is. I mean, because I'm a ledge type fisherman normally. When I'm fishing Murray, I'm fishing ledges. If I got to drag 2 or 3 miles, that's what I'm going to do. If it's going to be on the river, I'm just going to keep right on dragging. But Lake Murray.
How much time do you give it when you start dragging? Are you once you're dragging for 45 minutes to an hour, and without a bite, do you just continue to drag or do you say, okay, let's move?
I'll continue to drag because there's a few spots that I know where I have a lot of consistent bites at. When I drag through there, I think you can even ask Jerry when I took him. There's a few spots, where I've caught some fish, and I sometimes they'll be right there in that spot, but they might be on down, the next time you come dragging. There's one time I come through this one spot and put 330s in the boat in just a short period of time. But I know where the consistent bites are on them spots, and they might be within 100 or 125 yards of each other. So I'm not going to roll up and keep going, because if you can pull one spot on the ledge and you can catch, say, 7 or 8 feet in a half, or 7 or 8 fish in a half a mile, then I'm going to keep pulling it like that. You see what I'm saying? I'm not going to slow down. When you can get consistent like that, is what I like, and I'm going to keep fishing.
I got you. Good deal.
But sometimes those dry out, so you got to go somewhere else. Some of your other spots, you got to have more than one spot. And a lot of times I have a bad habit of trying to keep fishing the same spots because it keeps producing. You see what I'm saying? Then I might go fish it 2 or 3 times and it ain't producing like I want, so I'm going to have to move. Then I'll give it a rest for, a month or 2, then come back and fish it again, and they'll be hammering right back on it again.
I know when I go, I anchor fish most of the time. So I'm really studying navionics, and I'm really studying the contours. I want to really be precise on where I anchor, because when that first anchor hits the water, I'm not moving. I'm staying there for 2-3 hours. I don't care if I don't get a bite. That's just, if I had that much confidence in the spot that I chose to anchor, then I'm definitely going to wait it out and give it a good chance.
Well, now I do that on Monticello, but I won't throw anchor out. I'm anchor locking, and I'm suspending fish, and I will sit in one spot. Sometimes if I know a fish is out and I keep seeing him cross under my fish finder, under my electronics, I'm gonna sit there with bites. It might be 3, 4, 5 hours. I'm gonna sit there at lunchtime, and I've done that. Caught 40s and 50s like that out of Monticello. If I know there's a big fish there, I'm gonna stay there. Along them small, there's some real small humps and stuff out there that's probably 40 feet under the water. Then you just search them ledges and see where the fish is at. And what I try to do is find 6 or 8 fish in one area along that ledge that might be at a certain depth, say at 60 feet along that ledge or 70 feet along that ledge. And if they're consistent around that ledge like that, then I'll anchor up, anchor lock on them, and I'll suspend fish. Then about every hour, I might hit my button on my trolling motor, move it 5 foot forward. I'll just keep doing that. Just sit there an hour, move 5 foot, 6 foot, or 10 foot, and just sit there and just work my way all the way around that ledge, around that right there. And I pick up some good fish that way.
Ethan, I got a quick question for you, bud. 50-pound blue versus 50-pound flathead. Which would you rather catch?
A 50-pound blue.
Okay, I got you. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with you on that one. I think I prefer the bigger blues too.
He ain't been too lucky on his flatheads. He's only caught 1 flathead, and it was probably about 10 or 12 pounds. But that's been 3 years ago?
Maybe a little longer than that.
Might have been.
Well, Ethan, I'm telling you what, it's coming. A big flathead is coming your way, brother. Get prepared.
Yeah, well, never know.
Oh yeah, it's coming. You're a little shy when you're sitting there, on your own TV, ain't you?
Yeah.
I'll tell you when it gets to you.
Hey, you hear him on the boat though, don't you? Especially when he's excited. Boy, he gets to rattling off in, don't he?
When you go back and then you watch it, when it gets to you.
Boy,
You guys, if y'all haven't watched Junior and Ethan's YouTube channel, you really you don't know what you're missing. You got to go check it out because these guys
really do. You really
these guys are awesome.
You need to tell us, Junior. You need to tell everybody where it's at and how they can see you guys on YouTube.
Yeah, it's called Junior Proctor Blue Dog Fishing. And there's a reason why it's called Blue Dog Fishing, because there is a blue tick walking around in this house somewhere.
He's probably in his bed. That's what he's doing.
We used to coon hunt out my boat and stuff on the lakes and stuff. And a buddy of mine, how the name got started. And when we was fishing, we'd coon hunt, then we'd fish the next day and stuff like that. And we was catching catfish and stuff. And he said, you ought to, just for a joke, he sent me a picture with a blue tick in it. And it said, Blue Dog Guide Service, like that right there, where we'd caught a bunch of fish. And, he was just picking at me, how friends do. And I kind of got to studying about that.
It's stuck.
It's stuck. We just call it Blue Dog Fishing, And in the summertime, the old dog rides around in the boat with us all the time. So
I like it.
Heck yeah.
And plus, we fish for blue cats.
Well, I wonder if Dieter ever got in his truck.
I don't know. I haven't seen him make a comment.
You'd think he'd have a key hid on that truck somewhere.
He says, I'm back. What did I miss?
Yeah, you'd think he'd have a key hid on that truck. Like
He either got in the truck or he dropped his phone and couldn't find it in the dark and just now did.
Old Dieter. He's a nut.
He is.
He's a nut. I like listening to him.
The guy that was in that video you were talking about, wasn't that Mac Byram?
What was it?
The video you was talking about earlier, wasn't that Mac Byram?
Yeah, I believe it was.
I'm pretty sure it was. I don't know him. I have seen him in some of Dieter's stuff, and I've actually watched some of his videos, but I'm pretty sure that's who it was.
Yeah, I really like watching when Dieter does videos like that right there. They're really
the ones with the human element to them, I think, are way better than just watching people catch fish.
Mac is a local legend around here.
That's what I'm
guided on He's guided on Lake Norman. He's gotten a lot of tournaments. He's mentored a lot of guys. One of my friends, Shane Reel, one of the best fishermen I know, best net throwers I know. Mac was a big mentor to him, and Mac was also a big mentor to Dieter.
That's awesome. So, Dieter says he's kind of scared of going to jail with the coronavirus everywhere, so he's trying to figure out a way to not knock out the pleasure boat teeth over these boat ramps closing.
Well, he's always got something going on, I'm telling you.
He does. He does. There's a lot of YouTube guys in the chat tonight.
Hey, there's a lot of good channels out there. I try to subscribe, try to watch as many of them as I can. But
well, you know, and that's one of the things that makes it a lot of fun for a lot of us, and actually met a lot of you guys through that. You know, I probably wouldn't know either one of you guys or Ethan, as far as that goes, wouldn't know who any of you was if it wasn't for watching your videos, or Dieter, or any of them. Of course, I knew Dieter back when he was a Wile E. Cat guy.
Wile E. Cat, yeah, I remember that.
A lot of people never knew Dieter Melhorn was Wile E. Cat guy, or never even heard of Wile E. Cat guy, because he's been doing fishing.
Dieter's getting older too now. I mean, he's
probably not as old as I am, but he's been around a while.
He's got a young look.
I think you got at least a decade on him, Lyle.
I imagine, yeah, probably so. And most everybody.
That was y'all are talking about the Catfish 1 days, aren't you?
That's right. I told Dieter this before when the first time before I started getting kicked off of Catfish 1, when I first joined, I was 672. I was member 672, and I was kicked off of there 6 or 7 times. And I have actually, Paul had called me up a couple of times at 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning, asked me to rejoin and come back on that. And the last time I just told him no, and under no uncertain terms. I was not going to come back on to be his toy to kick back off anymore. I wasn't going to do it. But he usually had a couple under his belt by the time he call up that time of the night. He's something else. But, you know, that was a great place for a lot of us got to know each other.
Yeah. Yeah, I was hated that Patrick James's tournament got canceled and all that, which is a good thing.
It is.
I was anxious to go up there because I was wanting to go up there and meet the YouTubers and everything. That's my main goal, is go up there and meet everybody. That's all I wanted to do.
That's
a
great event that he put together there. And James and I had talked about another event that Yakking with Sarah had last year that James had talked about trying to go together. And I think that would be a great event for him to do also.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he needs to add another one to his repertoire. I think that. Too. Yeah. Go ahead, Nat.
Great guy.
Yeah.
He does wonderful things. He really does. And
excellent tournament director. Does a really good job.
Oh, I would say that's correct.
Yeah, man. Richard Warskow. Richard Warskow is just a natural.
Is that right? Not met
yes,
him.
Sir.
Not met either one of them, but I know James and I talk a lot on the phone. And how about I get my boat water ready and take it down to Santee, and then I call, then blow a coil pack while out fishing. Oh, man. I hate to hear that.
That's some money there.
Yeah, it is. Man, I'm sorry to hear that. The $64,000 question is, did you catch any fish before that happened? Man, I've been following K&B's bought that boat and they've been fixing it up. And I've been following that with their stuff, and they've had Palmetto Cats on, and they've had Big Nasty on with them in that boat, and all kinds of people, and they've really been enjoying it. And I've been following them around, but I really it's been fun watching them get that boat ready to go. but when you have problems, but that's some of the deal of fixing an old boat up. It really is. You fix them up, and I've got an older boat, but we've really not had too much trouble with it. But it's been sitting for a while this time, so when I get it ready this time, I may have some. But
yeah,
it is what it is. Is when they're paid for, they're paid for.
Yeah, right. That's exactly right.
Now, Jeff Manning has a good tournament too, Junior. A Grand Slam tournament.
Yep, catch all three of them. I don't know when he's going to have his, but I'm going to try to get up there because it'll be on Wiley too, I'm sure. And
yeah, that was last year.
I didn't get to make it up there. It all depends on what my work does. Depends on where I'm working at, whether I can make them or not.
I think a Grand Slam tournament's a grand idea.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it puts the fishermen to the test to catch all three species.
Yep. Now, if I understand that correct, if you catch a channel cat, a blue, and a flathead, even if the three of them is lower than a one fish or a two fish limit that's have a higher weight, you would still be the winner.
That's right. You can catch, if you catch all three and you only have 10 pounds total weight, you still win the Grand Slam pot, even if someone catches a 80-pound blue.
Right.
And they didn't catch all three.
Yeah, that's what I thought. To me, that'd be a lot of fun.
They still win the big blue pot, but they don't win the Grand Slam pot.
Yeah, I think that'd be a blast.
On a tournament like that, I'd be anchoring and dragging. I'd be quick fishing the boat. Then I'd have to, try to find me a flathead. Then the flathead would be a tough part for me.
Yeah.
Because you'd have to really search for him to get him.
And the Grand Slam tournament takes it to a 3-fish limit, Lyle, instead of a 5.
I'm a 3-fish limit's what we have here, so I would be comfortable with that. I just like the idea of having to catch one of each species. That's very intriguing to me. I really now is that going to be on tidal water?
No, Jeff Manning's tournament's always on Lake Wiley.
Tidal water is something I would have to get adjusted because I've never been on tidal water ever. I find it intriguing, but of course where I'm at, we don't have tidal water of any kind, so that takes some getting used to. But I like the idea of that 3 Grand Slam tournament. I think that's a great idea. Great idea.
I haven't fished any tidal water myself.
I've not been out that far east, so some of that would be altogether new to me. So many great ideas, and I just think it'd be a lot of fun.
I don't know what them rivers are that come off the bottom of Santee down there, but they got a tournament down there every now and then, and it's on that one of them rivers down there, and it's tidal water.
Yeah, it's tidal river.
Yep, and
yes,
they catch some big fish there too. I mean, there's some grown ones in there, So
that's and the James River is also tidal river.
Potomac's one that sticks in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
Up in Maryland.
Never fished the Potomac.
I haven't either.
I fished the James a couple of times. Normally, I just buoy hop.
You what?
I just buoy hop on the James. I just go from buoy to buoy, anchoring up.
I don't. You have to explain that a little more for me to understand what you're doing.
It's just going to a buoy, anchoring up by the buoy, and fishing. And then whenever you pull anchor, you wait a couple hours, you pull anchor, you can just go to another buoy.
So them buoys is on hunt for points or something like that in shallower water.
Yeah, I don't think that now I could be wrong, but I don't think, as far as the James River, that section I fished there around Hopewell, I don't think it's as contour driven as, say, a reservoir or a lake, where you're just going out there and you're fishing channel ledges and flats and points and mouths of creeks.
Mm-hmm.
This tidal river is pretty much the same contour. So you're just kind of maybe looking for current breaks. You're looking for a couple of things that fall under that umbrella of structure, but not as much as you would on a lake.
Right.
I see. Michael Pence, Truman, and Lake Ozark are not tidal. there's times when I thought the Missouri River was tidal. with that 8-9 mile an hour current was jumping through there. But you pulled out from behind one of them wing dikes and you hit that current. You thought it was tidal water.
But we had some pretty rough water the other day in boats coming by us, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
Well, there's a little story about that 80-pounder. We was fishing another spot of the lake over there, and Papa ain't got the patience that he used to have when it comes to stupid people on the water. And we was out there fishing, and at one spot, you got to fish it just right, because if you don't fish it just right, every rod on the boat will get hung up. And when they come out there at them inner tubes, start doing donuts out there, 50, 75 yards from you right there for no consideration, and get you doing all this and getting them boards to doing all this, well, 4 out of my 8 rods are broke off. So I told Ethan, we're going to go to the house. Then I said, no, we ain't. Let's go over and hit the other river. We're going to go over and pull that gut over again where we caught that 72-pounder. Do you want to try that? He said, yeah. So we ended up going over after lunch. And I put 4 rods out, and I sat there and tied the other rods because I didn't have none of them, no rigs pre-rigged or anything. And we started pulling up through there. We caught one 12-pound channel cat in the same holes where we caught that 72-pounder. But I'd seen something on the bottom right there when we went across it. Normally wasn't there when I'd pull across it right there because I went right across my same track. I said, there's something there. We're going to go, keep pulling up through here, and we're going to turn around and come back. And we turned around, come back, and got in that same spot, the rod bent over, and that was it. So
that was him.
That was him. So it was a good deal.
Well, that was a big channel catch you pulled out of there, 12 pounds. I think my PB channel is only 13 pounds.
Oh, I'm telling you, catching 15 out there.
Oh, wow.
Great channel catch.
I've caught them 10, 15 pound out there pretty regular.
Nice.
Long ones.
Great channel cat.
Yeah, and they fight good too.
They do. They fight real good.
Well, I thought it was a striper for a minute that hit my rod because it hit the farthest board out on closest to the bank. When it hit it shot across back to the other boards over in just a second. I mean, it was gone. I thought, that's a big old striper hit that, and it was channel cat. And it was a little old fight you had on it. I didn't put it on there because we was more interested in that 82 to put on the video.
Yeah.
That little 12-pound channel.
I could see that.
I told him where it goes. I thought that was the big one, when it went across like that. But I thought, well, something, my big fish probably ain't going to quite swim that fast, But then I decided it might have been a striper. Then when it started pulling a little bit, I knew it was catfish.
Well, congratulations on that. That's a majestic beast. It's an awesome fish, guys.
I wouldn't count on going out and next weekend and getting one bigger than that if I was you, Ethan.
Oh, we're going to try though, ain't we, brother?
Yes, we are.
Yeah, absolutely. You may catch one next weekend bigger than that, but it may be a long time before you do catch one bigger.
Well, I told him that was probably a fish of a lifetime right there, but just keep trying. You never know. I mean, he's young enough; he's liable to put something in the boat better than that.
If
hopefully he'll be a better fisherman than me and learn more from other people too.
If you keep working towards regulations and talk to people into working towards putting better regulations in, like so many people do.
Exactly.
By the time you're my age, you're liable to see 100-pound fish, and that's what everybody strives for. So you just never know.
I wouldn't doubt. I mean, I ain't gonna say it, but there's a good chance the state record can come out of Murray. He's even if it's right now. State record's 113.9. But I think it could come up. Well, either Murray or Monticello. I believe the next state record may come out of there if it don't come back out of Santigua, again. There's some good fish there, I believe.
I'm just trying to beat Jeff Manning's 82-pound Lake Wiley record. That's my goal.
I don't know why DNR don't. Our DNR does not keep records on lake fish as far as the records, at each individual lake. I guess that'd just be too much to pay for it and everything else for them. But it would be nice if it had something like that, just so
they don't Missouri either.
Yeah.
But the only thing we do is what people say,
Well, with your new scale thingamajig that you're rigging up, which is awesome, by the way. I meant to ask you about that earlier. You're going to be able to. Your weights are going to be a lot more accurate than everyone else's.
I have to do something. He was whipping my butt. I ain't gonna lie about it.
It's hard to hold that much weight up, for 30 seconds.
You see these people out there holding these 70, 80, 90-pound fish. They don't understand that the cameraman and everybody else on that boat's helping him get it up there. I'm just me and Ethan's trying to do what we can do. And sometimes I catch some slack on some of the comments and stuff. But you got to deal with what we got to deal with. I mean, especially some of the shape some of us older folk are in. We just can't, do what a lot of them can.
That's a good problem to have.
I didn't ask you where you're going to mount that. Are you going to mount it permanently, or are you going to have?
No. It's just a 1-inch steel pipe. And I've got an insert in it that goes down where my seat goes in the back, like a bass seat, the pedestal.
Okay, yeah.
In the pedestal, it's got a pulley at the top. This is
brilliant.
Hook at the top.
Absolutely.
That is brilliant.
That is.
And I can tie it over the inside of my boat, and it's over out of the way. And I can you don't even know it's there.
Man, you got to start selling those.
Yeah, you need to. You got to.
Yeah, you need to go ahead and patent that.
Yeah. But
I'm anxious to see you use it, because I think that that's something that'd be simple to make. And once you use that in a video, JR and me and everybody else that catches a fish of any size is going to have one.
I'm going to go ahead and tell you, I'm making me one. As soon as I see his blueprints on how to do that, I'm going to have one.
And I got to tell you something else. My buddy John Nordyke has got an express boat, and he had the guys at the shop up there where he got it build a step to walk in on the tongue of his trailer to get in and out of that boat. Now, that express doesn't have to all size. And my son and I are building one for my boat. Doc Lang built one for the front of his boat. When you get to be a little bit older, especially for getting in and out of them over the fender wells and stuff, it just makes sense to have one to get in and out of the boat with.
Well, I think you can actually order them and bolt them to your trailer.
That's what all these are, bolt onto the tongue.
And I think that I'm going to buy me one.
Well, you can make them for nothing.
Yeah.
Tony's got a bunch of 2x2 square tubing.
Mm-hmm.
He just weld them up, and that's basically what Doc did. He went and got the stuff, and he made his steps a little wider. Because Doc's 75, I believe, or 65. I mean, 75. Just shoot me.
You don't want to pay retail for one of those.
No, they're high. They're expensive if you go to buy them, but you can.
I want to say those are going to run you around $700 if you buy them retail.
Yeah, you can buy one. You can make one for about $40.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and just you bolt them onto the tongue. All you got to do, and everybody just puts a handle up there till you hang on to it. And
Junior, if you want one, there's a guy that works at he doesn't work there, but he bakes them and they sell them at the Great Outdoors, I think. But anyways, he's a fabricator and he makes them, and he can't keep up. And what he done was he took Ranger's blueprints on theirs, and he makes them just like theirs, except he makes them better than theirs.
Oh yeah.
He sells them
a
lot cheaper than what Ranger sells them for.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
They're expensive. It just makes it easier. Anything to make it easier. Now, this Alumacraft I got has got a fold-up one, so in case you fall in the water and have trouble getting in.
Oh yeah, in the back. Yeah.
In the back, and I'm telling you, we've always kept one that you hang on the side of a swimming pool or something to get in and out of.
Yeah.
Our tracker, our personal boat, we've always had that because if I fell in the water, Cindy could never get me out.
The best add-on I got on my boat is what I won from Catfish Weekly.
And pods?
Pods.
Yeah.
And the way I had them built like steps in the back, and you can get right up on them pods and get right in the boat.
Yep.
You know, that worked out real well. That was
You know, I never thought of that. I guess pods would be great as far as using them to get back up in the boat.
Yeah. They keep you floating.
They raised back my boat up about 5 inches in the back.
Really?
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That was a
That's
great
awesome.
prize. I was glad you won that. It had to be a good deal for you.
Oh, it sure was. That was the only thing I ever won in my life like that. You know,
Mm-hmm.
that was a good deal.
Heck yeah. That's them guys just shipped it out, and all you had to do is have them installed.
Yep. Tracy and J.R. Bird ended up getting them to me down here.
Yep. Because it wouldn't have been worth it for you to drive out here and have them put them on.
Oh, no. I've had a buddy here locally put them on for me.
Yeah. But they just shipped them. That's a heck of a deal. That's a great prize. I thank them guys a million times for that. Old JR, he come up with that. And another prize he got for us that year was a big Sony stereo system for a guy's boat. And they done the same thing. You could take the boat down there and it'd install it, speakers and all, or you could they'd ship it to you and you'd have it installed that wherever you lived. Two prizes that year was just outstanding. And that was all Bird. He done it all. And bless his heart for that. That was two really good prizes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Tracy, Lightning Bugs, and all of them are good people.
Oh, they are. Stacy's a good guy. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I finally got to meet him here a couple of times up there to one of the Southeastern tournaments, and he's a real good fella.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I talked to him on the phone here a while back. He was a really super nice guy.
Yeah, he's from my neck of the woods, originally from Tennessee.
Good deal. Well, Junior, you and Ethan, we appreciate you joining us tonight. We've absolutely had a blast. JR, you got anything else you want to visit with these gentlemen about?
I think that's it. I appreciate you guys coming on. Thank you, Junior. Thank you, Ethan.
It's been a wonderful show with you guys. We appreciate it so much. Can't thank you guys enough for joining us. JR, you had some wonderful questions for them tonight.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I like answering them questions. I appreciate it.
It was a great time.
Stop it.
I thought it would be a good mix with you guys because you all live out there in the same area. I thought that would work out really, and it did.
Yeah.
Worked out really good. Ethan, thank you so much. You was a great guest tonight.
Thank you.
I hope you get a 90 next weekend.
Well, I hope I do too.
He ain't gonna lie to you. He hopes he does too.
Absolutely. Thank you, my friend. We appreciate having you on the show. Thank you, everybody, for watching tonight. We'll see you next Monday night on Catfish Weekly.
See you guys on the water.